I was just thinking about this on the way over and remembering the first play that I ever wrote and produced when I was 6 with my neighbor, Sarah Valines. And we worked on it really hard, and I remember, like, I can actually see a visual image of the paper in front of me and my writing and not knowing how to write the word come, like come out and play, and spelling it K-U-M and being like, oh, I don't think that's quite right, but it works. I know what I'm saying. And I think that was actually, she was really great in terms of just freeing up room for our imaginations and thinking about different ways to write about what we were thinking about and experiencing in the context of our culture. And so I guess my advice, I have no idea what that person went on to do with their life, but would be to help integrate more of that kind of artistic education into elementary schools. It's a relationship between a father and daughter, and kind of the psychic space between them in their distance. And so it's really came out of conversations that I have in my head with him all the time. We don't speak, and that's on my terms, and but I still feel very engaged with him. And he's bipolar. He was diagnosed when I was 14. That's a part of the story. Then my own just struggles around my healing and my experiences in the world, and my path in taking care of myself and trying to figure out how to still love him. And that's meant having to not interact with him in the material world. So yeah, I mean, when I heard actually Roberta announced the call for submissions in a class that I was in with her, and I was like, oh, I have something for that. And you know, it's just this conversation that's always happening in my head, so being able to put it out and say, like, well, these are 2 other people, these aren't me and my dad, these are Mike and Jolie, and I'm taking out the details of the specifics but leaving kind of the essence, and then leaving room for this kind of like murky, like entering other dimensions with each other but also separate. And like, if I could actually have this conversation and let it go as deep as I would want, like, what spaces would we enter with that? So I'm really curious to see it on a stage. I have my imagining of what it would be like, and there are going to be other people, and so that's exciting.